Hey guys, welcome to Prince of Peace Tarot. I'm Justin, and today I'll be doing a spirit reading for those of you with Sagittarius placements in your chart. So if you have Sagittarius anywhere within your chart, this reading could resonate with you. And if it does, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be updated anytime that I put out a reading. Okay guys, so before I jump into your spread, let's say a prayer. I praise the creator of all, supreme, omnipotent, and in all things. I praise all of the high and virtuous spirits who have walked the way of eternal light and love. I praise all of our ancestors from Mother Africa, who is the mother of the entire human race. I praise all of the spirits who died during slavery, in the Middle Passage, around the world, here in the United States, during Jim Crow, and today. Great Spirit family, since you are free of body and form, we know that you now have greater wisdom and greater power. We ask that you hear the call of your child and come protect us. Use your greater power and influence to help us solve our problems of money, health, family trouble, and racism. We ask that you somehow give us a sign that you are pleased with your children and that you are receiving our worship. Benevolent ancestors, open the gates of wealth to our people and guide us in the wisest and most effective ways to help all of Earth's children live harmoniously. Help us to remember we are part of the whole, part of God, part of each other. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, guys, let's get into the spirit reading, okay? So, it's a 3-card spread, including the card at the top and the card at the bottom of the deck. I am using the Soul Journeys Oracle deck. Soul Journeys Oracle deck, okay? So, we got some surrender here. We got relationships here. I'm gonna tell you the cards. At the top of the deck, we got blame. Bottom of the deck, we have patience. In the spread, we have relationships. Then we have surrender. And then we have humor. Okay? All right, guys? So, I want to say don't force anything. And don't let anybody force anything onto you. Also, be patient about love relationships that are coming in, because they are coming, or any other kind of partnership. And don't be afraid to let something go. All right? Don't be afraid to let something go and give in to this process. All right? So there's still resistance, but that's understandable. I go through that too. I go through resistance all the time. So let's get into this. Let's see. We're going to go from the top to the spread, all right? So we got blame. Blame. It says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. All right, let's get this. Blame, blame, blame. Blame says, give me one sec. Just like blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. It is so easy to give away the power to transform your life. It's easy to give away the power to transform your life. Certainly, there have been people along your path who have shaped you into who you are today. But you are solely responsible for your own happiness. The ego can be a very fragile thing, and if it comes under fire, the first instinct is to blame an outside force. Victim consciousness weakens the connection that you have to your soul source, okay? This mindset says, I don't have the power inside myself to break free because someone else's power is stronger. This is an illusion. When you believe someone else is responsible for your problems, that belief is the problem. Personal responsibility can empower you to change your reality. Lasting transformation always begins on the inside and works its way out. There is a difference between a reason and an excuse. A reason is valid and unavoidable. An excuse is an attempt to shift the blame. Okay, guys? Blame. See, the good thing about accepting responsibility is because you come out of victim consciousness. And if you come out of victim consciousness, that means you are a better, more active creator. Okay? The one thing that I had to tell myself, because I remember I shared with you guys that I had gotten fired from my job, and it was from being late, but there were other people in the office who were coming in late. And they were. And what happened to me wouldn't have happened to any other person besides me, okay? In that instance, right? Because my old manager was coming for me. But at the end of the day, that's a story that I've held, and I still hold it. I still keep it. It's a part of how I even got here today, right? But the one thing that I can say, even if it did help me to realize, solely working in corporate isn't something that I want to do, it let me know that I can't blame my old manager for firing me. At the end of the day, if I had only recognized the environment or the situation, how this could get to this point, I could have done things like, for one, just showed up on time, And actually, I could give you guys several excuses as to why I didn't show up on time. But at the end of the day all I had to do was show up on time, right? I have to accept responsibility for that situation. I mean, that situation literally started trickling down even more loss. I had lost my car after that. Okay, immediately after that, I got tickets, and then I got a boot, and then my car was gone, right? Then I lost my dog. I couldn't take care of my dog anymore. It was all these things where it was just like, oh. But at the end of the day, I couldn't take care of my dog because I had gotten to a point where I didn't have any more money. I had run out of unemployment. I still hadn't found a job after that. So I had to let that go because I couldn't be responsible for the dog I had, right? The car, it wouldn't have gotten the boot if I had only paid tickets earlier and didn't wait to pay them, and then be caught in a situation where I felt like I can't pay tickets because I'm worried about my money, like holding on to my money, and then boom, I lost my car. It was just one thing after the next where I felt like it was like a domino effect of the world is crashing down on me. But in the crashing down, there's a string that showed me like, but you could have done this. you could have had a little more time here if you had done this, if you had only done, right? So it's easy to play the blame game in our mind and shift responsibility and blame others for why certain things happen to us. But when I said that to myself, like, no, I was late and that's why it happened and that's it. Now I don't feel like a victim. I don't feel like, because the tape that was running in my mind and what I was speaking back to God is, why do you keep letting people do bad things to me? You didn't let her do that to anybody else working around me. You let her do that to me. See? But now I'm not someone where anybody could just do any old thing to when I say, I should have just come in early. That lady could have had a problem with me and whatever the case may be, but I played a part. So if you find yourself negative thinking about people or situations, find where, I could have been the one that, played a part. Because what that really does is give you your power back. It gives you your power back. So where you're more consciously aware of how you create situations and the amount of power and control you have in a situation, even when you're dealing with another person, right? Okay, so next card at the bottom of the deck is patience. Patience, okay? I accept that everything happens in divine order, okay? All right, patience. Let me get patience for you. Give me 1 second. Patience, patience, patience. Patience, okay? Earth has become a place of instant gratification. You must focus on the maxim. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Focus on that maxim. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. This card has come to you because you need to learn the joy of anticipation, okay? The process of doing is so rich in lessons. The process of doing, getting to where you're trying to go. There's so many lessons there. But when you concentrate only on the goal, the end point, those experiences are disregarded. Life is an unfolding, and the more patience you practice, the more you will let the universal energy celebrate itself through you and bring the experiences and situations your soul requires, okay? And guys, again, too, some things that have happened to you, your soul needs it for growth. There are certain soul lessons that you cannot get around in this life. It comes to learn, all right? So you need to learn that there is a rhythm to everything in the universe. And the more you live, and the more you are living with patience, the more aware you are of the lessons your soul is studying. You are on a path. There are signposts. If you are speeding down the path, you will miss the little miracles and treasures that have been placed there. All right, guys? This goes back to all that doing, especially for those of you who are like, I see it in the comments, I'm good at several things. But then somebody else had commented, I know what I'm the best at. Right. What are you the best at? What do you feel like God has been calling you to do? What do you feel like God has been calling you to do to just focus on that? And this will actually make all the other things grow as well. But just put your focus here. That's what you should be doing. Okay? It's okay to be a jack of all trades. But what are you being called to do? Your ego is saying, I'm a jack of all trades, so I should do everything. And in time, you can do everything. But what is God asking you to do right now? Right? That's what you should be focusing on. And you are getting little intuitive hits, whether you like it or not. But if you are missing them, it's because your focus is all everywhere. Like, which thing is going to make me successful? Also, because we got the relationship card here, be patient with relationships. You guys are manifesting new relationships, but I'm going to tell you something. When you got these new people coming into your life, and I don't care, and I'm speaking purely about romantic relationships, partnerships. If you could tell in your soul and your body, you are not the one, they are not the one. Do not force that. Don't force it. You could feel like this ain't it. This ain't it. Just don't keep pushing. Don't keep pushing, okay? So, give everything time and be honest with yourself about certain situations. Don't say, I don't know whether or not this is going to happen for me, like a love life, so I better just take what's in front of me right now. No, patience. Because you want to know what was behind patience? Behind patience was happiness. When you wait, patience was happiness, abundance, okay, and balance. All right? That's what I'm talking about. So you can have happiness, abundance, and balance. And balance tells me an equal partner. Someone who's going to love you and give back to you the same energy you give to them. All right? For those of you out there waiting for love relationships, be patient. Be patient. All right? Okay. So give me one sec. We're on relationships. Okay, let me get relationships for you. Okay, all right, so we're at relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. All right, in this three-dimensional world in which we live, there is a sense that we are separate from one another, and also that we meet by chance. This is an illusion. The people in our lives are drawn to us and are here for a reason. It is through sharing experiences and having relationships with others that we begin to understand ourselves. When someone appears in your life, you must see what is not resolved or whole in that person and understand the lesson he or she brings home to you. You draw others to you like magnets in order to learn various aspects of yourself. The people you have close relationships with on earth are usually members of your soul family. You have chosen to incarnate together to help each other learn lessons, even though it may not seem that way to you right now. Once a lesson is learned, don't be surprised if that person fades away. People are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Okay, guys? People are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And they come to show, to reflect back ourselves to each other. So even your worst relationships, like when I was in a narcissistic relationship, the past couple times, it was because I wasn't loving myself. That's what they were showing me. You don't even know how to love yourself. Okay, it's a tough pill to swallow, but I realized that because I'm gonna tell you something. You would never get into a narcissistic relationship with anybody if you loved yourself. Anybody who truly loves themselves, the minute all of that gaslighting, all that crazy talk, disrespect stuff, they back up. I'm not dealing with that, right? But when you don't, you deal with things. And then you think you're supposed to help and heal somebody when really you're just supposed to be helping and healing yourself. That's all they're showing you. Okay? So, and that goes even with the blame, you know? So we could go back in our minds and blame our past partners, but miss the lesson about ourselves. So try not to play a tape of, you know, the woe is me all the time, because you really end up missing the part that is going to help you grow. And I learned, love yourself. Learn to love yourself, okay? All right, guys, the next card. I think I had something else to say about relationships, but for right now, that's all I can remember. Yeah, just know that surrender to this process of letting go people who no longer serve you, but also letting the right relationship come about, because this card says I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good, right? So surrender to letting people who serve your higher good come in, not just those who teach us, you know, lessons and have to fade away. Because remember, it says people could come in for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. And if you're looking for a life partner, surrender to the process of, I'm going to allow this to manifest in my life, okay? After I understand who I am and what's healthy for me, instead of rushing into things so I don't feel anxious or because I'm insecure, okay? Right, all right, so surrender. All right, let me get this for you. Surrender says, surrender. I can release my need to control. I can release my need to control. You need to understand the distinction between power and control. You have the power of internal control, but very little external control over people or situations. The majority of your external control is through the power of influence. Okay, the only thing you can do is influence. You can't force. It says you can lead by example, and you guys are leaders, because that was just coming up in the last reading I did for you, tarot reading about being chosen, right? You can lead by example. Every soul has its own unique path, and it is not your job to dictate it. Giving advice or direction in a compassionate manner is the way to go. Your soul too has a path, and you possess the power to control it, but you must surrender the illusion that you have control over another. Remember that this is a process, and from time to time, your ego will rise up and demand that things go the way they should be. Envision a hot air balloon being loaded up with all of the things that you think you need to control, and then let them ride away in that balloon. Okay, just let it float up and go. It says, you'll be surprised to find that when you release the energy of control and accept the energy of surrender, doors will open that you never expected, because you have now given the universe space in which to materialize what is needed for your highest soul growth. Remember that. See, once we start trying to control everything and we're not surrendering and we're not practicing patience, we start doing things to manifest something. And as the universe is trying to work things out for you and it's working, and they look down and go, what are you doing? What are they down there doing? Well, while you're doing that, I can't give you this, so I'll wait till you're done, right? I got to wait till you're done. You're busy doing something that I am not creating for you, right? Stop it, drop it. Let the universe bring it in. Don't try to control too many things, all this forcing stuff. Also, don't let anybody control you or dictate your path. Remember, there are people who might try to influence you, but their influence might turn into control. And if you feel that in your relationships, you're going to have to ease up off that person, ease away from them, right? Because what's meant for you is for you. So don't let anybody force anything onto you, and don't try to force anything on anybody else or force something in your life that doesn't belong there. Just because you want to control the situation because your ego feels uncomfortable. And it's really just your ego. And if you could call your ego out, you can stop it. You can stop it. Okay? Surrender to that. Your last card is humor. Humor. All right. Let's see what humor is about. Humor says, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. There are definitely parts of life that require your serious attention, but you have to learn to have fun. Don't neglect things that bring you joy and make you laugh. Besides, the health benefits to your health, Besides, the health benefits to your physical body, your emotional and mental bodies reap huge rewards from the art of joy. Seek out the people who make you feel good about being alive. Avoid cynicism and pessimism, okay? Always look to your cup as being half full instead of half empty. The endless chatter of this physical dimension can sweep into your conscious mind. Okay, can seep. I said sweep. I'm sorry, guys. Can seep into your conscious mind. So do your best to listen to happy music, read soul-enriching fiction, and be wary of movies or TV shows that can darken your mood. Happy people attract happy people. And that's funny because relationships, it says that. It says, I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Happy people attract happy people. And see, when you are in your mind frame of blame, you're not in a very balanced, joyous state of mind. You're thinking about negative things. And then when you think about a negative thing, all you do is draw in another negative person. Then you got to use your intuition to figure out, is this person good? Is this person bad? And then you find out they're bad. And you're like, oh shit, I wasted my time. So you don't want to do that. While you're surrendering and being patient, get happy. What they want you to do is just change your focus while I'm getting everything together for you. Can you please go watch something funny? Go talk to your friend that makes you laugh. Okay, that like really hurts your stomach, make your throat hurt because you know you're over there just laughing too hard. That's the kind of person you want to be around during this time when you're manifesting something new. Man, guys, what you want is truly coming. Patience. Patience, because the happiness is here, the abundance is here, and the balance is here. That was behind patience. I remember when I pulled this spread, I got the doubt card. And I was like, oh shit. But I had to think to myself, I have been in a state of doubt. But the reason why I got happy that I pulled the card is because it reminded me, I'm putting it together for you. You doubting me, but I'm putting it together. Stop doubting. So I got to get that energy off of me, clear that away, because what that just showed me when I did the reading on myself was that what I want is coming in time. And I don't have to keep talking to myself negatively or doubting that God is working on my behalf, right? See, and that's why such good cards were behind patience. Don't you doubt what's coming to you in your manifestations. It's happening. It's happening. But you remember, all this forcing has got to stop, and don't let anybody force anything on you. All right, guys. So that's what I have for you. If this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be updated anytime that I put out a reading. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, the link to book is in the description box below. If you're interested in a 30-minute recorded reading, go ahead and email me. And once after you make your payment, I will email you a link back with your reading. The next group reading is going to be the 26th of this month. That's the last Sunday of the month. The time will be forthcoming. I still have not, confirmed whether or not I want to do it in the afternoon or the evening, but by the end of this weekend, by Sunday, I should know. I'll know for sure. Yeah, guys, that's what I have for you. The current playlist is also in the description box below. A new Patreon playlist will be coming out within the next day or so. All right, guys? All right. I'll see you later.